Welcome back to the Serenial Podcast, episode 17. I am Mega Harv, and as always, enigmatic entertainment in the house. How you doing?
Hey man, just hanging in there, doing my usual thing. How about you?
Yeah, that's pretty well the size of it for me. We just had Canada Day was yesterday. I'm gonna try to take part in some Canada Day festivities tonight of some random variety. I don't even know yet, but try to do something or other.
Feel you.
Reception. So what have you been up to?
The usual. I've been streaming Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Got past 1, got past 2. I'm in the middle of 3 now. Playing all the. It's gonna take me a minute because I'm doing all the DLC. That's the thing I love about the trilogy. Like the remastered and repackaged version. It includes like all the DLC. So I'm doing stuff. I'm doing missions and getting weapons and all that stuff I never got before when I originally played the series. So it's pretty cool actually.
Yeah.
Just streaming that and gonna work on. Actually, I just picked up Scarlet Nexus. I'm going to really probably put Mass Effect on hold and stream that next, probably, since it is like a brand new game, IP and all that. I played the demo a while back and it was pretty good, so I'm looking forward to playing the whole game now and seeing how that where that takes me.
Refresh my memory, is that Platinum Games, Scarlet Nexus?
No, Scarlet Nexus is Bandai Namco.
Oh, okay. I've definitely heard the name.
Oh, yeah, it's freaking... Oh, it's like kind of like an, I guess they say, anime style game. It even has an anime series that I believe that is based on the game itself. So I'm probably gonna watch that, but after I play the game,
Right.
So I can go into the game pretty much fresh, and then watch the anime and see how they do things over there. It's probably gonna be similar story wise and whatnot.
Right on. Yeah, I should maybe look at a trailer or something. I have a tendency to hear, like, oh, this new game came out that I've never heard of. I'll just be like, eh. But, like, sometimes if I just look at it, it's like, oh, I actually want to play this. You think I would learn by now, but nope.
Yeah, definitely. It's similar. When I played the demo, it was kind of similar to, I'd say, similar to like a freaking, kind of like Devil May Cry, except, like, not as hard. You know what I mean?
Okay, sure.
I'd say it's a little bit easier and more like anime, as they say. So more of the anime style tropes and whatnot, and stylistically, like the character designs and all that stuff.
Okay.
But I definitely recommend it though if you like JRPGs in general.
I mean, and I do.
Definitely.
Basically, all I've been up to is I've been trying to get a bunch of my. I have a Mega Man short series for those that don't know, and I've just been working through. Am finishing up Mega Man 11 right now with the Guitar Hero controller, and I'm really kind of getting happy it's almost over. It's been a pretty stressful challenge.
That's one of those crazy, like, self-induced, like, make you want to rip your freaking hair out kind of things, man. I can't imagine doing it myself. Like, I played Guitar Hero maybe twice in my life, probably. I can't imagine playing any game but Guitar Hero with the guitar. Like, it just seems, like, cumbersome and just kind of, like, uncomfortable. You know what I mean? So to play a game like Mega Man at that?
The thing about
Mega Man...
I can't imagine. Hey, Ray Unit, how you doing? The thing about Mega Man that's been driving me the most crazy, because I'm trying to beat them... Because, doing with the Guitar Hero controller isn't enough. I'm trying to do as many of the bosses as I can without getting hit also. But, like, the way that, like, the controller's angled, sometimes I go to slide, but I'll jump instead. Or I'll go to jump, but I'll slide instead. And I get so mad every time. Because it's hard enough, even when I'm hitting the buttons I want. And Mega Man 11's especially annoying because Mega Man 1 through 10 I was using the Legacy collections. So I can just save state in front of the boss and just keep throwing myself at it. Mega Man 11, I can only get up to 9 lives, and if I die, I have to do the level again. And if I get hit, I have to, like, wait in the battle until I die. It's really annoying, but I'll get most of them. I don't think I can do Torchman. He's frantic. He's annoying enough to do just normally. So, But almost done that, so I'm kind of glad about that. Still working away at Phoenix Wright. Really enjoying my playthrough
Right.
of that.
Oh, dude, are you streaming that? I forgot. Or are you just
I'm doing a premiere of it right now. I haven't been doing a. I will wind up doing some streams of it, but right now just the premieres. I'm on case 4, the first game. That's the one that got me hooked in the game to begin with.
Damn, it's been so long. I don't remember which one that. That wasn't the wait. Damn, I'm getting the first 3 games cases mixed up. That's not the one at the circus, is it?
No, I think that's Justice for All. The one that I'm talking about here it's like Edgeworth is who you're defending.
Oh, that one. I forgot that was in the first game. I thought that was in the second game.
I totally forgot it was even like I watched it. I don't know, 7 years. It's been years now.
I do remember one case. I remember one case definitely defending him because it was like a whole flip. I was like, wait, what? Edgeworth? I mean, he's always the prosecutor. So it was kind of like a subversion of that. So it was kind of interesting. It piqued my curiosity even more. Yeah, I forgot what game it was, but I forgot it was one. That's cool.
So I totally forgot about that, like right off the bat. But as I'm playing it, I'm like, I remember like this, that, and the other thing, but nothing. Like I'm sure I'm going to get to a trial and be like, I don't know what to choose. Because I never actually did it myself. I just watched a Let's Play of just that case, and I'm like, this game looks pretty cool. And then I saw Justice for All I think for the DS at a flea market. I'm like, I gotta try this for myself.
Yeah, man. I mean, when I played it on like an emulator, luckily, so I was able to use like the save states and whatnot. Oh, otherwise, I would have spent so much more time having to go through those cases because you picked the wrong choice. Don't they send you all the way back to the beginning of the freaking like court trial if you like mess up too many times? Something.
I'm not sure because in the PS4 version you can save whenever you want.
Really?
So it's like if I take like 2 hits per se, I'm like save, so I don't have to do this all over again. And I haven't game overed yet, so I don't know.
Oh man, it was really. I remember like if you did mess up, I think. It was like Danganronpa, basically. I think I played Ace Attorney. I think I played Danganronpa first. But it was the same thing. You mess up too many times in the court trial kind of thing, and you basically had to start the whole trial over again, like in that whole thing. And then I was just like, oh no, I have to remember all the choices I made, and then try to figure out which one is the right one. I'm like, this is nuts.
After having, hey Alexis, how you doing?
Yo, what's up,
Alexis? After having played, like I played Justice for All first, I think, like. Going back to Ace Attorney, I think it's like, you know, like this. I'm sure the second one is just harder than the first one in general.
Ace Attorney, really?
I'm just guessing. I really don't know yet, but like I'm guessing because I lost so many times in Justice for All, like over and over. I would fail. I had to use walkthroughs to get through it. I haven't had to break down and use a walkthrough yet for the first one, so I don't know if I'm just more like in gamer mode right now than I was like back then, or what the deal is.
So you played the second one first?
Right.
Oh, okay.
And a case or 2 of the third one.
Okay.
I got it on the Wii store.
Nice.
I forget why I stopped, but I got to like case 2 and I stopped. But
to me, it was all crazy. They're freaking
soon enough.
They're great, but they're just like hard sometimes to make the right choice when it comes to that stuff. I feel like they're a little bit too unforgiving, at least in the originals, regarding like what choice to make. Like, oh, you made the wrong choice, and
you didn't really make the wrong choice. You just chose this thing like 3 steps before you were supposed to.
Yeah, it was all about the timing. That was the problem I had. I'd make like correct choices at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And it was like, you weren't supposed to pick that yet. Haha. And I'm like, don't do that to me, freaking game. Like, how you gonna make me be that level of like freaking meticulousness? And I'm just like, whoa, relax. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like that's a little frustrating to me, but I'm expecting to game over any time now, and I guess with like the version that's on the PS4, it's like based off the DS version of Ace Attorney, so there's like a 5th case that I know nothing about.
Oh, wait, for the first game?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I played the DS version of the first game, so there was like a 5th case or something like that was like new.
Okay.
I still don't remember what the hell it was though.
I don't know anything about it.
I keep getting those 3 games all mixed up with which cases were in which games.
It's easy enough to. For sure.
Great series, though. I'm glad they're continuing it.
Yeah. Well, didn't they just release either like a new one or a new collection or something? Chronicles?
Yeah, I don't know I forgot which game that is included in it though, but I think it's the 2 games that were not released previously in the West. So
Even better.
That's brand new to basically all of us fans of the series that haven't played like the original Japanese versions and whatnot. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And like just recently I found out that there's like 2 Miles Edgeworth games on top of that.
Yeah, like hell, they have like 4 or 5 spin-offs, I think, in a series or around there too. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I'll have more than I just know that once I get done one, it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to do a palate cleanser of another game for a bit. Because it's just I enjoy the games, but like once I start streaming it, like 4 hours of reading, it's gonna be tiring.
Definitely. Especially when you have to make the right choices, and if you're not going by any like guides or advice or anything like that, then it does get a little bit harder too. A little bit more frustrating and taxing.
I'm sure at some point I'll break down because, in essence, when I'm streaming, like I'll be paying attention to the chat, so I'm going to miss important stuff. Like even though I'm reading it, I'm not going to be giving it like my undivided attention.
Yeah, if you're streaming it too, then you want to focus, multitask, and whatnot. So it makes games like that, I feel like, a little bit more difficult to really like get through like easily, you know?
Yeah.
But also, I mean, that's also one where like, you know, the viewers can also jump in and you know, help you out there too. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
If they know the game themselves.
I'm hopeful that the viewers will at least like give me a chance to figure the stuff out myself.
Yeah, some people will jump in before you even try, like, oh, this is the answer for the next. It's like, wait a minute.
It's like, please,
like, too soon.
Let me just let me think about it for a minute. Like some games, it's like it's one thing if you're fighting a boss and someone's like, you should do this, because then you still have to like do it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas with like Phoenix Wright, it's like, well, this is the only thing I can do.
Well, yeah, it's like the only gameplay when it comes to like visual novels and stuff like that is really just making the right choice and whatnot, typically, or finding like the object or whatever. So when they tell you that, it's like, well, I mean, you took out that part. Let me try it first. Once I get frustrated, then jump in, and it's like, okay, there you go. You know what I mean? It's different, but it's a timing thing when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah, it'll be good though, I'm sure. Like I've been having a blast.
Oh wait,
with it, so.
He says, I can't play the Resident Evil series, but the Resident Evil 6 I can play. I could beat Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake with the Unlock Everything DLC, maybe. But you didn't like the rest of the Resident Evil series besides 6? Because I remember that 6 is the one that like I feel like everyone just gave so much like hate to out of like the 1 through 6 games.
They did,
I played it
still
like
sold like 5 million copies.
Yeah, it still sold pretty well, didn't it?
So,
I mean,
like,
I played.
It's mostly just like the purists that are like, what's this garbage? But it's like
I went through part
action.
6.
It's an action game. If you're going into it expecting like heart and spade keys, you're gonna be in for a disappointment.
Yeah, after freaking 3 or like Code Veronica or whatever, they kind of just put that stuff to the side. I feel like it was less and less. Like I played part 6, I think, with my niece. We ran through it co-op, I think, or something like that, or most of it at least.
5 and 6 are all about co-op. If you're playing those single player, you're doing it wrong.
Definitely, it's not nearly as fun, you know. Because the AI, when it comes to games like that, I don't know why, but it seems like the freaking AI typically just freaking sucks. I hate that. You know what I mean?
It's hard to balance the AI because you don't want them to like beat the game for you, but you don't want them brain dead either.
Yeah, you don't want them to freaking completely just suck, and you don't want them to be like, oh well, I killed everything. Oh wow, okay, I'm done. It's like, all right. But it's a level of balancing that isn't always the easiest thing to do. But I mean, Resident Evil is one of those series I feel like where it's made such a drastic change. Like, you know, like a lot of series, they'll make a spin-off, have it be really different. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is a spin-off of the series. We're changing up the genre. But Resident Evil is the ones I feel like where you really just had this drastic change within the mainline series itself, jumping from like 3 to 4 or 4 to 5 and 6.
Yeah,
it was like it went a whole different genre on us, whole different camera, and everything changed.
And
you know
7
what I mean?
and 8, for that matter, first person. Even 2 and 3
yeah.
don't really feel, or I'm sorry, the remakes of 2 and 3 don't feel like the other games.
Like the original 2 and 3. Oh yeah, 7. I keep forgetting about 7 and 8. Like freaking, because I never played 7 and 8. I played 5 and 6, like 2 or 3 or whatever. I don't know, one of those.
Uh-huh.
But no, 7 and 8 even, they went from like the co-op action for 5 and 6 to now it's like 7 and 8 are like first person kind of back to like the original trilogy more so, but it's still like they changed it to first person and they changed the characters and the story. It's just like you know what I mean? Like I'm just like I'm lost. You know what I mean?
Vile's
Vile. Resident Evil is no longer Resident Evil.
We're talking about Resident Evil. Vile shows up. How you doing, Vile?
It's no longer Resident Evil, man. It's something completely different. I can't name another series
for sure.
Like what other series really did that? You know what I mean? Like God of War kind of. God of War kind of did. You know what I mean?
God of War.
Like from God of War 3 to the PS4 one, that was a drastic jump.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, Resident Evil, I don't know what else. Because Mega Man, they did it, but it was different. They divided it by different like series.
Yeah,
like
this they didn't
one
just
is
continue the numbering.
Yeah, they're like, okay, this is a separate series. This is a separate series, but they're all under the same franchise. Resident Evil, they're just like, we don't care. Yeah. Everything is Resident Evil, and everything's gonna be different. It's like,
I mean, Final Fantasy over time has kind of morphed into something.
Them, Final Fantasy also, but I feel Final Fantasy's been running a little bit longer, so I kind of feel like they dang near like kind of had to because they've been out since like what 87, 88 or something like that, 89. I forgot. Like. It's like 30 years now, Final Fantasy. But they have so many spin-offs too, to be fair. I mean, Final Fantasy Tactics and then, Final Fantasy like Bird of Cerberus and just like
Dirge of Cerberus not so great.
I played that one for PS2 when I was like freaking 12 or so, I forgot. But it wasn't bad. But maybe because I was paying, I don't know.
It was kind of like I kind of like ironically liked it. Because I streamed it a year or two ago. I forget. I think it was in the build up to the remake. I played it again, and like it was fine for what it was. Like it's campy, arcadey shooter kind of.
Yeah. It was different. Like at that point, I had probably only ever played 7 and at that point I probably only ever played like 9 and 10 because that was a long time ago. Okay. So I was still relatively new to Final Fantasy at that.
What was your first one? 9 or 10? You say?
Actually, the first one I ever played, I think, is actually the first one I ever played, I think, was like a demo of 8. I think I had a demo of it when I was like 6 or 7. But the first one I ever played, like and finished, was 9.
Oh, okay.
I think it was 9. Yeah, it was crazy. But this is still one of the top series. I became a fan more and more as I got older and played more of them.
Oh yeah.
7, 8. I mean, no, 7, 9, 10, 12, 15. Yeah.
I really like
12. 12 is, I like 12 because I could put that on automatic. I love the, what was that called? The
Gambit system.
Thank you. I keep forgetting the name of it every freaking time. I love the Gambit system. Put that crap on automatic. I had it set up so well. I would just put the controller down when I got to a fight and just be there chilling like. I know, I'd be like, oh, yeah, let me read something. All right, cool. Let me go on the internet and browse. Let me go watch a video. Oh, they won the fight. Okay, let me move up to the next fight. All right, this is working out.
Then the Zodiac Age came out, and they have, like, ×2 and ×4 speed. And
the Zodiac Age is...
That's a definitive...
the one I played. I played the remaster version or whatever they called it.
That's the
on
one
the PS4.
For sure.
Oh, hell yeah. I think I still have... Actually, I don't know. I sold a lot of my PS4 games, to be honest. I don't know if I even have it anymore. But, no, it was definitely good. But I wish Resident Evil 4 through 8 were its own series. Yeah, it kind of does feel like 1, 2, 3 and Code Veronica are like here and 0,
right.
And 0.
Yeah.
And it seems like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are like over here. Like they're just there's a freaking disconnect.
Well, they could have given it like a different like how they went like Mega Man to Mega Man X. It could have just been like not Resident Evil X, but well, sure, but just something to be like, okay, it's gonna feel different than the other ones. So
I feel like I know it's Capcom still, but maybe they felt like they wouldn't sell as much. Like there had to be some reason, you know what I mean? Because I feel like they're too disjointed at certain points to really be like. Because Resident Evil's if we take overall like stories that continue from one game to the next in the series, like Resident Evil's probably up there, like in my top
Yeah.
5.
It's pretty consistent that way.
Resident Evil, The Legend of Heroes, freaking hell, I don't know. Like, I can't even think of another one that's up there. Like, just a long story that continues, but with different characters and all that stuff.
I mean,
like God of War.
Suikoden did
maybe.
it. They have 1 through 5, and tactics are all connected.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy. Like, seriously. But man, freaking best series. I mean, some of the best series, of course, like freaking Final Fantasy and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Capcom and Square Enix, always gonna be classic.
I could just play Capcom and Square Enix games the rest of my life, and I'd be happy.
That's a lot of games. I mean, that's so much variety already. You know what I mean? Like, you got horror, you got the freaking platformers, you got third person. Hell, you got spin-offs of the first person shooter, third person. You got damn near everything. You know.
Yep.
I would have to throw in like. Damn, what's...
Well, Square's even made racing games. Rad Racer 1 and 2, Chocobo Racing, Driving Emotion Type S, which I need to stream sometime just for a giggle.
Man, I'd have to throw in, what's it called? Like, whoever made, Ratchet Insomniac games. Because this, just for Ratchet and Clank, and the other series. Wait, did they make Infamous, or was that Sucker Punch?
I'm not sure.
It was Insomniac. Oh, Sucker Punch is Infamous. Who the hell is Insomniac Games? And they made for hell, I gotta. More Spider-Man. Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's Ratchet and Clank, the new Spider-Man games, and Resistance. Oh, and Spyro. There we go.
Oh,
Spyro the freaking dragon.
Of course.
But no, yeah. Oh yeah, you could also put everyone on auto in the Tales of series. Oh yeah, I think you can do that. I remember playing a few of them. Tales of Berseria, Tales of Zestiria, Tales of Symphonia. And...
Yeah.
What's that other one?
Abyss.
I don't think I played. No, that's the new one, right? Or no, that's Arise.
That came out in PS2.
Arise, the new one.
Abyss. There's a ton of them. It's a series I need to play more of. I played a couple of them. I like them just fine.
I need to play like Tales of Zillia, I think it's called. It was for the PS3. I miss those games, like the PS3 games, a lot. Freaking but yeah, Tales of games is a lot.
Yeah. Then there's.
But oh man, jeez.
Sequel to Tales of Symphonia, like a New Dawn or something.
I don't even remember. Tales of Symphonia is the first one I played. That was back on the GameCube. Man, it's freaking a throwback right there. I never finished that one though.
First one I played was Tales of Destiny 2 on the PS1.
Oh damn, that's like one of the first games they had, right?
Yeah, and then Tales of Fantasia I think was the first one. Then I played Tales of Legendia, which I had fun with, but like, excuse me, I felt it kind of overstated.
Is that part of the Tales series?
Tales of Legendia, yep.
That's part of the. Wait, I thought that was the whole separate game. No.
Oh well. I don't know
crap! It is.
I don't know how connected it is, but it's Tales.
Wow, they have more games than I thought. Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Easily a dozen. They must.
I'm looking right now. There's like 17. It says. So
good God, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Damn, I did not know that many. I've only played like 3 or 4 or something like that, I think.
I actually have Tales of Symphonia on Steam, but I haven't played one of these days. I don't know.
The other one I played was Tales of Hard R or whatever. That was like the Vita, like a Vita version or something like that. I believe. Played that one too. That was cool. But yeah, they're pretty good though. I'm gonna get the next one probably. Arise comes out I think in September, maybe. I think September.
Yeah,
it comes out for the PS4 and PS4 and PS5, I think. So I'll probably get like the PS5 version. Not a rush. I got some other games to play first, but I'll definitely look into it though.
Oh yeah.
But oh man, hell, I remember freaking just before this we was talking about freaking YouTube, right?
Yeah, like
the mythical YouTube algorithm.
Like, I just want to mention something real quick because like I think it was 2 days ago YouTube actually gave me access to a new feature. The clips feature.
Oh, really?
Where it's like
I heard about that.
In all fairness, I was really excited when I saw I had it, but I thought it was a lot cooler than it was. What it is like it doesn't work for short videos, or like if you have a premiere going, you can't clip an active premiere, but like once it's uploaded you can. but like you can clip anywhere from like a 5 to a minute long segment of the video. What I thought it did was made it so you could like see the clips on the right hand side of the screen. So you could like click on a video, like, because I do so many streams, I would think that if someone popped on like a 4-hour live stream and it's like, okay, here's a bunch of clips that people made of like the highlights. That's what I thought it was going to be. But instead it's just like, oh, here's this URL you can share. So I'm like, okay, this isn't as exciting as I thought, but I'm still kind of like, hey, thanks YouTube for giving me this thing that not everyone has. So like, that's cool.
Yeah, I looked at that feature. Like sometimes when I'm watching a video or whatever, like it'll see like clip, and I'm just like, what is this supposed to do? Like I never really tried it out. Yeah. But so basically, you're saying that you can clip a certain section of a video, and then you could send that specific portion to someone else to watch, like in a link.
Right. What I've done to kind of like compromise with my vision of it was I just made a Discord channel that's like clip of the night. So anyone that wants to like watch anyone who's watching an old video of mine that likes a clip will just like post it there. And like I've been watching them. Some of them are funny because like it's stuff that I've just have long forgotten about. Because I just figure that, you know, people will watch and be like, this is, like, I'll say something just, you know, offhand that I don't even really think's funny, but, like, it's actually funny. But, like, I would really love if I could be like, hey, YouTube, make it so people can see the clips on the video. I feel like that would make the feature way more useful.
I mean, hell. YouTube always has some kind of weird feature. It seems like they're changing or rolling out and working on and talking about. And I saw an old screenshot the other day that I had like saved. I just randomly found.
Okay.
And I found it was like of YouTube and of like from like 7, 8, 9 years ago or something like that. Just the website layout itself was like so drastically freaking different. I was like, whoa, that's how it looked. I forgot.
Oh yeah. Was there like star ratings too?
I think so. Like it was crazy. Like I'm gonna try to find out. Look, because it was like,
oh, it looks completely different.
It was. They've changed so much.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, you used to be able to do I think do like video replies to a video, like, and you could leave it like as a comment or something like that in the bottom. I was like, this is my response to the video. Now people just do reaction videos instead, and I'm just like, oh man, that's freaking nuts. I remember they changed so many changes people didn't like, but
oh yeah. Well, like, you're never going to please everybody
10 years.
With such a massive platform.
No way, man. Like, the biggest problem was the whole ad thing where so many more videos were not eligible for, like, ads because they were, you know, like, whatever topics that they were covering, you know, that YouTube is like, oh, it's no longer ad-friendly, so we're going to have to demonetize you. And it's like, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's bound to happen when it comes to big business, though, right?
Right. But then you get, you know, those talk shows that'll say, you know, anything. They're like, oh, yeah, fully monetized. Coca-Cola ads.
Definitely. Oh, yeah, freaking Pepsi, Coca-Cola. Oh, man, everything. Let's go. It's like, alrighty, then. You see how that works. It's a little bit of a favoritism there sometimes, but...
Oh, yeah. But I
mean,
again, you know, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Seriously. Like, how do you compete? You know, how do you compete with these big channels like NBC and freaking like?
It's not easy.
Like Disney. Like, I'm like, why do these companies have their own YouTube channels? I mean, is that really fair? To be honest.
Not really. Like I just wish there was a better way of like, if there was a way you could be like, okay, I want to search for people who have like between 0 and 1,000 subscribers, or I want to search between like 1,000 and 10,000. Like, have a way that you can like separate it differently. Because there's plenty of perfectly good YouTubers that you just can't find because they're buried under, you know, million subscriber channels.
Yeah, you literally cannot find them. Like, you ever try searching for a channel in particular, and you're just like, I cannot find you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people have looked. They're like, sometimes people have asked me in the past, oh, what's the name of your channel? And I'm like, it's this. And then they're like, I can't find it. And then I'm like,
great.
Well, I mean, all right, here's a direct link. That's like the only way to work. Here's a direct link to it. There you go. Even if you search a title, it's like, oh, well, they're showing you videos that don't even have a similar title to what you search.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, how does the search engine optimization really work then? You know what I mean?
I have no idea.
You search for like this show, and then this show will pop up. I'm like, okay, what made that happen? Like, it's two different things.
They just removed the dislike. Well, kind of. They soft removed the dislike feature finally. They were talking about it, but now it's like you can dislike a video, but the number isn't displayed under the video.
I heard about that. Did they actually implement it yet,
They
though?
just did, like 2 days ago. Same day I saw the clips feature was on my channel. It's like dislike.
Really? I didn't. Yeah, I remember seeing a tweet about that. I was on Twitter. I saw like a tweet that popped up on my timeline, and people were kind of just like, people were really upset about that. They were there was a lot of well, we need dislikes to know if a video sucks, and I was just like, I mean, can't you just watch it yourself? I mean, really? But I mean, okay, I guess I get it. Like, what do you think about it?
To an extent, like it's a good indicator with, say, I'm looking up like a tech video where I'm like, how to do this. Like, it's a good indicator where it's like, oh, 100 likes, 1,000 dislikes. Well, this is garbage. But like now, all that's gonna change now is you're gonna have to go to the comments and people be like, this video's garbage. And it's like, oh, just see how many of them are. Like, yeah, you can still listen to it, but we'll see how big of a uproar there is about it. I don't think it's a massive deal. It's just like situationally inconvenient.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. I don't think it's. People were really upset about it getting rid of, and I'm like, do you really judge how you would think about a video by just a dislike? I mean, I don't really do that. I don't think it's really important to me at all, to be honest. Like,
I couldn't.
So I didn't understand
what disliked a
big deal. I've never clicked. I don't think I ever clicked dislike button before.
Well, I'm under
I don't really care
that if you click on either, it's like good for the algorithm. So like, if I don't want a video to be promoted, I don't want to interact with it.
It's good for engagement regardless, they say, you know. So really just I mean, it just shows people that other people didn't like it. I mean, didn't like it, but just because they don't like it doesn't mean you won't or you will. Like, this is
right.
What other people like doesn't change my opinion about it.
Right.
I mean, I just feel like people always want to be able to have their way to give their opinion on something, no matter what. And I feel like the internet, social media just makes that even more and more a thing. Like, no, I have to be able to click the dislike button. I'm upset. And it's like, it's still there from what I remember. It just doesn't show to people, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Right.
But if you watch a video off the dislikes, then yeah, I can imagine you'd be upset about it. I just never been one of those people.
Generally speaking, I don't.
Yeah.
Like I said, the odd tech video, I'm just like, okay, this one's probably just like either inaccurate or just outdated or something. But
exactly.
That's about it. Hey, JPA, what's up? Yeah, and Ray Unit, I'm glad that people from my streams do visit. I do try to like trickle people down to other channels when I can sometimes. It's what little I can do. I just know how impossible this whole YouTube thing feels.
The which?
Sorry?
No, you said how impossible YouTube feels?
Oh yeah, sometimes. It's like, especially when you're getting started. Like, sometimes you just... Like, a lot of people, I think, if they just have like a couple people in the stream, they're happy. It's just, streaming for nobody can be kind of like, well, what am I doing?
Oh, no, definitely. It could be very frustrating, honestly. I've experienced that way too many times myself, so I definitely know that.
Oh, it happens. I've been there. I think anyone that's streamed has had a stream with 0 people in it. And it's like, sometimes it's like, hey, anybody. How you doing? So
it's crazy, man. Crazy.
Sierra Evans, what's going on?
Yo, welcome. I don't know. I think I've tried streaming on YouTube and I've tried streaming on Twitch. And my experience, I have my issues and problems with both. Like, streaming on YouTube is just... I don't know. I feel like I get more viewers on Twitch for some reason. And I'm kind of surprised considering I have a relatively higher following on YouTube than Twitch.
Right.
So it's kind of like odd, to say the least, that I'd get more viewers on Twitch. And Twitch is just a lot quicker or easier to monetize on. Like, That's one of
is
the
it
pluses.
ever?
But I mean, they have their pros and cons really when it comes down to it. YouTube has better discoverability. You know, like sometimes they're push out a video and recommend it to people,
Yeah.
even though your channel is like very low subscribers, low views and
It does
whatnot.
happen.
You know what I mean? But on Twitch, it's like okay, here is the top 10 most streamed people, and 7 of them are in hot tubs, and the other 3 are like Ninja, Shroud, and like the other dude, whatever his name is, I forgot. And there you go. Okay, have fun. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Or like some award show, like the Game Awards, they have like a whole bunch of followers on that channel, and so on and so forth. So it's just a nuisance. I mean, it can get kind of frustrating and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Or demotivating.
I like the whole
like discouraging and whatnot.
Like there's something about Twitch that I like that YouTube doesn't have. Like there's just I like the user interface in general, but something about Twitch I find feels more like, how do I even describe it? Because they're both like juggernauts, but like something about Twitch just feels more like quaint. I don't know how to put it, but there's just a feel to Twitch that I like that YouTube just doesn't have. But like my audience is on YouTube, so I'm staying on YouTube. Because people will ask me about Twitch sometimes, and I'm like, I've sort of tried to go to Twitch, and the only people I get are, a couple people that just kind of use both. So I may as well just stay on YouTube at this point.
Definitely. It's like, if you find a place that's working for you,
yeah,
I feel like one of the recommended things is just like, well, if it's working for you, just stay there.
Right. Don't
you
mess
know,
with it. Count your lucky stars and just forge onward.
Yeah, you can't. Don't fix. What is the freaking phrase?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Thank you. Oh my god, I forgot how to phrase it properly. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So hell, if it's working, then go for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I still mix it around and try both when it comes to streaming, but hell.
It doesn't.
But when it comes to videos and whatnot, just plain videos, YouTube is still on top out of like all its competitors.
Undoubtedly.
I feel like it needs more competition maybe in that realm, because Twitch competes with it on live streaming because they're the top 2 for live streaming, especially like games and all that other stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, for this video platform, for like what Twitch or what YouTube does, you know what I mean? I feel like the other competitors are like, the market share is such a big gap. It's not even funny. Like they're number 2, 3, 4, 5 are like all the way down here.
Yeah, there's like BitChute and like DLive. It's like, who goes there?
Well, look at what is it? What's it called? Is it called Vimeo? Or
yes.
No?
There's
Vimeo, right? Vimeo for posting videos and whatnot, or the other one,
Dailymotion.
Thank you. Yes, Dailymotion, Vimeo are 2 of the other ones that I've like seen and I've used like a few times. But
right,
you know what I mean?
How they're still in.
How many people do you ever hear mention them? And then you said BitChute. I've heard of that one before, and there was like a few other ones. Like some of them went defunct and went out of business. But hey, crazy.
Yeah, Ray Unit.
I don't know. I feel like the whole algorithm.
Because like when I first started streaming, when I wasn't getting people in the streams, it's like, okay, I'll stream for like an hour. Okay, no one's here. Well, I'm done now. But like if I get people in, it's like, well, I'll keep streaming, and that's kind of how I've developed my stream schedule that I do now. I like to stream. If I have my way about it, I like to stream for at least 4 hours.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. 3 to 4 hours. The most for me was like 8 or something like that. But usually around 3 or 4 or somewhere around there. Depends on like how busy the day is, and how I'm feeling really.
Right. Well,
you know what I mean? How like.
Well, if you have anything you have going on the next day, and you got to work around that stuff too. If you work in the morning or you just got plans or whatever, you got to.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Oh man, this is like a trending topic on Twitter right now, what I typically don't really jump into, but this one was just so freaking crazy for me that I just had to mention it.
Sure.
This headline says, really horrifying. Fire clouds spark 710,117 lightning strikes in Western Canada in 15 hours.
How many?
What? That's such 710,117,000 lightning strikes in 15 hours. That's nuts. apparently
That's
from
crazy.
fire clouds. And
That's
I guess from like the. I guess it's related to like the heat,
was like
heat
on
wave.
fire, but like I didn't know there was like
Apparently from the
crazy
heat waves and everything. I'm
fire
like, whoa,
tornadoes and stuff.
that's nuts.
Yeah,
I mean, it said most of them were. It said most of them didn't reach the ground. Luckily,
good.
they stayed up in the clouds or something like that or whatever. But I'm like, that's still a lot of freaking lightning. I'm like, that's freaking pretty crazy. Like, unfortunately, like climate change is such a big issue. It's not even funny. Like, you can't even avoid it if you want to. Like, no matter where you live, because it causes some kind of issues.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's freaking nuts. It's even hotter over here lately. Like the past few years, we're getting less snow. Like, you get a lot of snow over there, or used to?
It varies this year. This year, I don't think we really got too much snow, but a couple years ago, we got like all of the snow. You know, up in Canada, you do get nailed with snow, generally, but like this year, I think was kind of like gentle on us. Every so often, we get kind of a light year, but then we'll get like 3 feet of snow.
Since I've been in the same area for like,
it's a little ridiculous sometimes.
since I've been in basically the same place, give or take, like the next town over or whatever. It's like almost my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten to really witness and see the change in the weather. I remember as a kid, we'd get so much snow. We'd get snow from like November to like freaking like March or April or whatever, damn near.
Oh yeah.
And now it's like it snows a little bit in like January or February maybe, or December, and it's like that's it. Like
we get more
it's so different now. It's nuts. It's freaking nuts now. We had a heat wave at the beginning of the week. It was like 97 degrees. We don't usually get that in like freaking end of June or whatever. Like pretty heavy for us.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, oh, that's nuts. Come on, man.
Yeah, JPA's.
But that speaks to an even bigger problem than like everything.
JPA making a joke, but like
the crowd of wow.
Kind of turns
back
to the YouTube thing, but like was it yesterday? It was the day before. I made a poutine. Have I explained to you what a poutine is? Or do you know what one is?
I've heard of the name, but I don't know exactly what it is. I've never had it.
In English, it's fries, gravy with cheese on it. So like
okay.
So for Canada Day, I'm like, well, I'm gonna make a poutine for like a live stream. And like anytime I do a cooking stream, they tend to do better than my gaming streams, like as a general rule.
Really?
So like
that's funny.
It really gets me thinking, like I should probably do them more regularly than I do. So like that's just kind of one of those things where it doesn't hurt to, like they tell you should just like find your niche, but if you experiment sometimes, it's like people come to watch this. I should do more stuff like this. So like I'm kind of thinking about maybe I should do it a little more once I start streaming again, do them a little more consistently. Just go on, just talk about a recipe, make the food, sit down, chat till I'm done eating, and like that's the stream. Because thinking about it, I don't know if there's really many people that are even doing cooking streams. Like there's the mukbangs or whatever, but I don't know if they're like on YouTube and streamed and actually showing preparing the food. So like I don't know. Might be something I should look at a little more seriously.
I know people make cooking videos, but cooking streams, like live streams, you're right. I don't really know of too many. Whenever, like the rare time I do watch a live stream, because I don't really watch a lot of live streams because it's like that timing thing. I'm like, oh, this is a bad timing for me, honestly, just freaking coincidentally. So I prefer to watch videos. So when I do rarely watch a live stream, when I'm like, oh, let me check this out, it's mostly really just like one of my favorite YouTubers like playing some game, somebody other or whatever, you know what I mean? Right. Or like if I catch like my favorite podcast live, oh, let me check it out. But I don't really ever see people live streaming cooking though. Like, so that might be something to do. Maybe on Twitch. Maybe they might do it more on Twitch than YouTube. I think
it's a little more common on Twitch. But like I can't think of, not that I've looked, but I can't think of one person that does it on YouTube. Like there's got to be more than that. But
man, people live stream everything on Twitch. You can go on Twitch and see somebody in a hot tub right now in a bikini
Yeah.
drawing your username on their skin for like $5 or
Right.
something like that. It's crazy. It's turned into the new.
It's
like
turning into a
OnlyFans.
cam site ever so slowly.
Oh man, it's Cam Soda and Cam 4 or whatever, all those other sites. Like, it's freaking nuts. Slowly but surely. But I think eventually, Twitch will realize that it's probably not good, especially when they allow people.
Right.
You're supposed to be 13 or over to have an account, but
Yeah.
even then, unfortunately, children, like even younger, still get on there and bypass that
Well,
stuff.
YouTube does that too. Like, you're supposed to be 13 to have an account, but like, obviously, there's tons of people who have accounts
It's
that
like
are under
12-year-olds.
It's
Oh,
like, how
freaking
old are
hell,
you?
man.
I'm 55. Shut up. Leave me alone. I'm just gonna be 9 over here.
You ever see I love reading the comments like, oh, I love listening to this song when I was like 9. I'm like 15 now, and I'm just like, you weren't even supposed to have an account, man. like
Right.
back then. Like, why are you saying this? It's funny. Oh man.
So like, you never know. Like, it'd be kind of funny if it turns out it's like, oh, I just blow up doing like cooking streams. You never know with this stuff. Like, I mean,
man,
if YouTube decides that they're gonna give me people for cooking streams instead of gaming streams, it's like, you're gonna force my hand here.
I know, right, man? Like, people are trying to get outside of the box. There's so many people doing this that are like, let me do this instead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, to push the envelope a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like,
I'll still do my gaming stuff, but like,
you can go from Harv, the Mega Man player, to like Harv cooking freaking lasagna and spaghetti
Shay
or something.
Harv,
Like, Chef Harv done. Oh man, no, but it is funny though, because I mean, I can kind of see the draw because less people are doing it, and you can like learn something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like,
That's like,
it's more of a like, because like with any given game, you're gonna see someone who's like, well, I don't like this game, even if I like the streamer, I don't like the game, so I might pop in and say hi, but that's about it. Where like food is more of like a universal. Someone will look at be like,
yeah.
oh, look at that pasta. I gotta look at this.
I know. And it's also like
Oh,
informative or educational in a sense, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's useful. Like, oh,
Yeah.
like I can't freaking cook to save my life, so
Right.
I'd probably be more likely to watch a cooking stream than like watch you play Resident Evil.
Right.
It's like, I know how to play Resident Evil already, but I don't know how to cook. So let me check that out.
At the cooking stream, I had a brand new person from Australia show up and like became a member of my channel. It's like, oh, poutine. We only eat meat pie in Australia. Like, you just start getting people talking about, you know, local food and stuff. It's just different conversation. It's still pretty gaming centric because, you know, my core audience is gaming, but like, everyone's got to eat.
No, definitely. Oh, that's funny. Vile said from Mega Harv to Chef Boyardee Harv.
That's
man.
Whatever, YouTube, if that's how
You
it's
go-
gonna be.
Photoshop the Chef Boyardee guy with the hat and just put your own self there and your beard.
Right.
Oh man, like be your logo, your thumbnail.
Like, I've been
Oh
kind of,
man.
you know, pardon the pun, but kind of had like some cooking stuff on the back burner, but I should maybe just start like pushing it out. Like, I don't know if I want to do it like once a week or once every 2 weeks or something, but make it more consistent and just kind of feel.
If I did a cooking stream, it would just be like failing to cook, like burning everything. Like, oh man, I failed. But hell, if it gets views, I'll do it.
Well, like that might be funny though too.
Oh yeah, that was
But like one of them I did was just like, here's macaroni and cheese. All I did was heat up the water and cook macaroni and put like the cheese in or whatever, and that was a stream, but it still did well. Because it's still an excuse to hang out or whatever and just kind of, you know. Because eating is just like a social thing anyway, so. And rather
that too.
Because sometimes I will show up and like just eat, but I think the whole like, you know, get here early, watch me make it if you're into that, and then just stick around for the company or whatever.
Yeah, man. Like hell, it is a social aspect. You know what I mean? Whether it's with family or, you know, eating with your coworkers and whatnot. Yeah, I can see that. So it would make sense. I personally, like, just me. I don't like to, like, if I can help it, I always just eat to myself whenever possible.
Yeah.
So I couldn't imagine myself live streaming me eating. Like, for me, it's like a private thing. Like, I like to be in like, I like to hide in the corner of my room, just eating by myself. Like, don't disturb me, don't bother me, don't talk to me, don't call me, don't look for me until I'm done. You know what I mean? But some
I'll
people
leave my room
like
when I'm ready to talk. Get away
yeah, it's like as soon as I'm done eating, come with me. Come to me with your questions. It's okay. And like it's like a dog, you bother it, it's gonna bark and freaking bite you. Like don't disrupt. This is my peaceful, relaxing time. But no, like you mentioned mukbangs. Like that became like a thing like 2 or 3 years ago. But I think now at this point, like
Big time.
I didn't even know what that meant. I had like Google, what is a mukbang? It sounds like some kind
dirty.
of sounds very dirty actually. I was just like, they're doing this on YouTube?
Yeah.
Whoa, like let me see. Yeah. And I was like, oh, they're just eating. Okay, never mind. That's okay.
I'm gonna go to Twitch. This wasn't what I was looking for.
Yeah. Oh man.
So you just never know.
Twitch
YouTube. You just gotta
Twitch turned into softcore. It's funny.
You just gotta throw stuff out there sometimes. You never know what people will be into.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's like the randomest. It's like they say, there's an audience for like everything, like, and like I just say, there's an audience for everything. It just depends on how big that audience is. You know what I mean? But there is someone out there
because gaming has a massive audience, but there's also a massive amount of people that do it, so it's like hyper competitive. If you can find that thing that there's like a gap in the market, for lack of a better term, that you can just kind of hone in on.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Hey, Michael the Lucario, what's up?
At this point on YouTube, though, I feel like everyone's doing dang near everything that is within like the legal and boundaries of their policies and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like the only thing you can do now that hasn't been done is like go do stuff. You know what I mean? That'll just go get you banned real quick. Right. Like that's about it. I mean, there's certain ones that are much more filled than others, though, for sure. Like whenever you go on, like even Reddit, I go on Reddit all the time and I see people talk about YouTube channels, and it's always like, I don't want to see more gaming channels. Too many gaming channels. Too many gaming channels. Too many. And I'm just like, okay. But when it's like another topic, they're just like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like we could welcome some more of those. You know what I mean? That's why certain channels get like a higher.
At the same time, it's like, but I like to. Leave me alone.
Exactly. That's like the problem. It's like, well, a lot of people are into this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my channel started off, I was freaking gaming. That's just what I was doing. I was like, oh, well, let me just take what I do every other day and just put that on channel.
Gaming's a good foot in the door because it's like, okay, what do I like? Gaming. Okay. Well, like, I'll just get used to, video stuff. And if you want to pivot from there, you can.
Exactly.
So
you can also
more comfortable with the ebb and flow of things.
Yeah, that's basically what I did myself. I went from like gaming mostly to like doing Let's Plays, and I was just kind of like, well, let me just do something entirely different, And I feel like it's good sometimes to try different things, basically, to see what works and what doesn't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what would you say is something you tried on YouTube and like didn't work at all, but you kind of like thought it would,
There's definitely stuff. I don't know why I'm drawing such a hard blank. Well, it's not that I like really expected it to do anything, but it didn't do anything. I found like this basically like a mixer program, like music mixing, or rather like you would like push buttons and it would make anyway. I made a couple of songs that are on my channel, so I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna screw around with this, but it's like 0 views. Like nothing.
Oh damn! I don't know.
It's not that I was expecting it to get like millions of views, but it's like this like completely fell flat.
No, definitely. Like I feel like for me, like I don't know what I'd try. I just felt like I would get a warmer reception or a better reaction to it. It's kind of really like doing Let's Plays because I was doing them like a few years back when they were like, I guess not as common as they are now.
Right.
But I was like, when I look back in retrospect and I look at like all my videos and then I go to sort by like least viewed or whatever,
mm-hmm.
I'm like the first ones that pop up as least viewed are like basically every video of like my Let's Plays. So I'm just like, oh, okay. And they're like older videos, so they have more time to actually get seen. And I'm just like, okay, clearly people aren't liking this. Maybe it was just my production quality, or maybe it was my audio quality, and like, or something about it in particular, the game, possibly, I don't know. But I'm like, just in my own experience, you know what I mean? Like, and then sometimes the most randomest stuff I've posted has done like a little bit better, and I'm just like, Like I don't understand. Like it's just confusing.
If I wasn't hooked into like the Serenial channel now, I would like flip through my channel, and I mean I still could probably just bring it up and sort by like. Can I sort by least? Let me try. I'm just kind of curious if like I might see something and be like, oh yeah, that thing I did that I forgot about. Let's see if I can find some. Sort by. Well, if I go date added oldest, that should be a pretty good indicator. Because it's like mostly gaming. Gaming. I mean, one thing I did, it didn't fall flat, but I thought it would do better than it did when I did this like skit where I turned into a picnic basket. Like I went through the whole like the whole process of it, like just stupid video, but it just kind of like got 1,000 views. Like I'm not scoffing at 1,000 views, but I thought I had a masterpiece in my hands.
No, man, I feel you on that.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I used for a period too. I used to be like, oh, here's this wrestling pay-per-view. I'm gonna predict who I think wins and stuff, and like those got like no views at all. But like wrestling something, I'm pretty
Oh no, man, I feel you. I'm looking at it right now again myself. I'm looking at it right now again myself on my channel, and I'm just like, yeah, like I'm looking at it. The top, like every video from here to here got like, and then I'm just like, okay, well, I see what people don't like for whatever reason. Now they gotta find out. It's like it's easy to find out what people don't like and what they're not watching, but it's just like, well, how do you figure out what they do enjoy? And it's always the problem. But there's so many different things you could possibly try.
And, like more importantly, enjoy. Not only do they enjoy it, they enjoy watching you do it.
Exactly. That's the other thing. It's like some people are just like, well, I like that, but just not by him. And it's like, okay, so what would you see yourself doing better in that regard? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. It's another thing.
Sometimes it's like what you really chalk it up to.
I did word finds for like a couple of Fridays too. Word find Friday. Those got like no views.
You like doing like the word searching thing where you gotta like find the word puzzles?
Like I just bought a book. Cool. I'm like, oh, I'll just do this. Why not? But then it's just nothing.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different things you can really try. It's just like freaking ridiculous. You know what I mean?
But then, like during all that time, then I'm like, oh well, I'll start streaming, and then like kind of quickly, like people started to find my streams. It's like, okay, so stream all the time. Got it. Oh, YouTube likes this thing I'm doing. Do it all the time then.
Oh man.
That's what you got to do. It's like the shorts. It's like, oh, like the first short I uploaded got like 3,000 views like almost immediately. I'm like, okay, so always make shorts. It's just all about that experimentation.
Like yeah, seriously.
For like every, one idea you have that people watch, there's going to be like 20 ideas that are just garbage. Or as far as
exactly
like, the viewership is concerned. Even if you're like, I swear this is good, but no one wants to watch it, so what can I say? What do I know?
Oh yeah, the other thing is all this stuff is so subjective that it's not even funny, really.
Yeah.
It's like, well, why? You know what I mean?
Right.
Kind of like well, what like sometimes you could look at videos and you could tell that they have really low like production value or quality and whatnot, things of that nature, but they worked. So then it's just like, well, what made it work? You never know. It's just like there's something about it. And you can't even put your finger on it most of the time.
Some of it's just right place, right time. And that's all it is. You just got lucky.
Very much so. I think it's crazy. I mean,
it is.
You don't know. It's like the roller coaster of YouTube never ends for some reason. You're just constantly on it, and sometimes you're up and sometimes you're down. And it's just like, well, what do you do?
And then there's
try something new.
And then there's I've had this, oddly enough, I've had this issue like twice now with YouTube where I feel like YouTube's the car and I'm the dog, and I'm chasing the car, and then like, yeah, I want to catch this car, but then when I catch it, like, what do I do with it? Because like with the streaming, it's like people were coming to them, and then like I was having people reaching out to me like privately and stuff, and I'm just like, what do I do? Like I wasn't expecting anyone to actually find me. What do I like? I kind of freaked out a bit. It's like, am I even actually ready for this kind of tension? And I wasn't. I'm still not convinced I am. I am more so now than then. But like, hey, Fade, what's up? But yeah, like even more recently with the shorts, I got like more attention, and then like with the streams and stuff, and I kind of like had another mini freak out where it's like I'll
Yeah,
think
man,
about
it gets
stuff
crazy
like the way
sometimes.
that I like dealt with certain things. It's like I should have done this and this and this and this and this different. Who's to say if the stuff would have mattered? But you just got to enjoy the ride. That's kind of the main thing.
Oh, definitely. Oh, hell yeah. Freaking, like, there's one thing that some people do. I don't see them do it too often sometimes, but I feel like it can be useful in certain situations.
Hmm.
Have you ever tried to, take certain videos that you've done, for example, and like, redo them, like remake them entirely? Because like, oh well, I can make it better. Let me do it over again. You know what I mean? Like the
Kind
better
of.
production, for example. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know how it ties back into video games because you know how they
Yeah.
remaster games so much and remake them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we're kind of in that age, whether they do it with movies, they do it with video games, they do it with music. I'm like, you know what I mean? So it got me thinking, like, do you ever remake your videos? Like, oh yeah, I made this 5 years ago, but I'm remaking it now and it's gonna be just
Right.
better. It's gonna look better, sound better, all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's something I've been thinking about lately.
Like
I look at some of my videos, like, oh, how does one perform? And let me see if I should do it over, make it better.
like for
You know?
me personally, back in I think it was 2015, like I did an Earthbound hack, like a Mother 2 Deluxe playthrough. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get this everything I have, and I did. Because I wanted to make it like, okay, like part let's play, part like skit show kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah. And like some of them got like, a few thousand views. Like I'm not complaining about that. But like I'll watch them back, and some parts I'm like, oh my god, what was I thinking? This is so stupid.
That's how it is for me.
So
That's
like
how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so like more recently, like the game got like remade, sort of like there's more stuff got added to it. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna play it straight and just do that. And I feel that it was a better product because I just like played it straight rather than just try to be like, haha, skits are funny.
yeah. And yeah, I've been thinking about that, revisiting old ideas, add new things, bring more value to it. Like I've been
Yeah.
looking at some of my videos that have done like slightly better than others, and I really don't exactly know why. But or I can guess why. All we can do is really guess. You know what I mean? At
Right.
times, I'm like, well, these ones have more views significantly and whatnot than these. So I thought about, and then I look at it. You know what I mean? I watch it over, and I'm like, you look at it, you make those, you get that like, oh man, like I should have said this better, or I could have made
Right.
the sound quality so much better, or like, oh man, I had mistakes here. Like, it feels like, amateurish in a way. You know what I mean? Like, and you're like, oh, well, I kind of just get that natural urge to want to do it over, but then I kind of also feel like, also, is it worth it? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
am I going to be able to bring back those people that saw it and liked it and commented and all that stuff, and bring them also to watch like the newer remastered version of it? You know what I mean? Like redoing everything, but same topic, of course.
Yeah.
Like I know some people do that. Like, oh, a year later they revisit it and update it and whatnot. I've done that like maybe once or twice. I didn't see like a significant difference, but I feel like certain videos, I feel like it might be actually worth it.
Yeah. Well, like another thing too is like if you where is it going?
We're in the age of remakes and remasters.
Oh, we are.
It's crazy. Man.
I forgot what I was gonna say. About remaking stuff. I might remember in a minute. It's gone. Oh yeah, like well, it's like if you're watching an old video of yours though, and you're like, this is crap. It generally means it's like, okay, well, you've gotten better as a content creator because you can look at this old video you made and you're like, okay, I can see I shouldn't have done this, this, and this. So I can make
Exactly.
this better. So it's a constant learning experience.
Oh, that's something I've been like really thinking about. Like I might do, you know what I mean? Like I had a few particular videos in mind where I look back on it and I'm like, oh well, this is one of my more viewed, which is it's not a huge crazy difference, but I mean for some reason it is more viewed than these. So it's like,
right,
it's an important topic, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like why not? Especially when you could look at the analytics, you know what I mean, and you can see like I just love YouTube analytics. Like it's freaking, I love the detail that they have. You know, I'm like this information can be useful. Oh, definitely. I like the option. I don't like the results all the time though, but like having the option to check it out is definitely cool.
I just yesterday stumbled across a YouTube video that gave me like an idea that I'm kind of intrigued by, where it's like, say you're like looking at like the retention graph in a video and you notice like the last 30 seconds it's like complete drop off. So like for that part, just go into the YouTube editor and edit out like that 30 seconds and see, like, since people are dropping off there anyway. So if you like just cut that part out entirely and then just have the rest of the video as it is. I'm curious to see if there's like one video that I altered. So I'm curious to see if there will be like any like tangible like growth difference. It's just
it's like
considered before.
I never really use a YouTube editor. I feel like it needs it needs more work. Yes, for sure, man. Like if they change up and edit it, the add like make more additions to it, you know, make it more fluid and whatnot, I feel like it'd be worth it in that regard.
Yeah.
But I don't know, right now it's not as useful as it definitely could be or should be, I feel like. Yeah. But I even got back to that topic because of like I tweeted it and I've mentioned it, I've been talking about it with certain people, and I was just like I've been redoing some of like my thumbnails. Like, because they say, you know, because I look at impressions, you know, and I'm just like, oh, it's really low. And people, and I do a lot of research, people say, oh, well, thumbnails will help you get more actual like clicks and whatnot, the CTR, the click-through rate and whatnot. So I've been doing like a lot of times, honestly, especially in the past, like years ago, like when I was younger, I wouldn't make custom thumbnails. For one, I didn't know what the hell to use, like what program, software. I didn't know what site. I didn't know anything really about that stuff. Right. So I would just use whatever they kind of just had available. And be like, all right, go with that, cool. So I kind of just I kind of recently, for the past few like weeks and whatnot, I've been going over and making custom thumbnails for some of like my videos that I've released like recently and changing them up and redoing them to make them look like better. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like I talked about remaking or remastering a whole video, but like the thumbnail is what people see. I've never really been a thumbnail person myself. Like when I click on a video, it typically isn't what the thumbnail. I mean, not on YouTube.
I don't like. I'm not really be like, oh, that's a cool thumbnail. I'm clicking on this video. Like I don't.
Like, there's only one thing where I can really think about. There's only one thing where I really think about, like the thumbnail drew me in, and that's not YouTube appropriate in the slightest bit. So it's like, when it goes to YouTube, I'm not like, oh, like that thumbnail was great. I'm kind of looking at the title more than anything else. You know what I mean? If it fits what I searched for, you know what I mean? And I check it out. But not really the thumbnail. You know, if it's like a tutorial, I'm like, well, does this fit exactly what I'm looking for? How to use this software or how to do this? All right, let me check it out. You know what I mean? Right. But on the research I've looked at, a lot of people say that thumbnails are important and making them look like customizing them, making them like your own thing. You know what I mean? Like having it be like, this is like your brand, your template. Like this is how they know it's you. Right. I understand what they're saying. I just never really gave it that much like time and effort, like compared to how I do now. So I feel like that's one thing that could possibly help as well. And then some people, of course, say, you know, update your titles, change your titles to make them more like catchy or whatever. Sure. That's something I'm still kind of like.
I still don't understand that.
I don't want it to be clickbait, because then that just leads to dislikes and freaking hate comments and people not even watching it. They just kind of click on it and click off after a minute, which isn't helpful.
what you want is like a clickbait title, but you follow through with the clickbait.
Yeah, that's kind of this. I don't know. I like type of top. I don't really like. I guess I kind of base it off of what I like. You know what I mean?
That's
I'm
the
like, I don't like
best.
clickbait.
It's the
I don't like
best thing you
clickbait.
can.
I don't need crazy thumbnails.
Right.
But I
It's
feel like
if you like it,
I
other
see that on
people
most people.
must like it too. Like someone else must.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I like keeping things simple. I feel
Yeah.
like, but I feel like there's a whole audience that needs it to be more extravagant in some way. You know what I mean? Or like in your face. And I'm like, that's not really the kind of person I am. I feel like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's something out there for everybody. I know that as well. So
Yeah. Like I get the concept of the titles. It just something about it just hasn't sunk in. Like what Fade says, literally what people would search in the search bar. Like literally what they would type in. That's where I have the disconnect.
yeah, I just search for what they would be searching for typically, and make that fit to what the video itself is most of the time. But I mean, then there's the whole like, well, when someone searches for something, sometimes like how many times have you seen a comment like, oh, I found this from searching this, and it's just like, how did YouTube even connect those two things to one another? Like you search for this and you found that video. It's just like algorithm confusing. What do you do about it? You know what I mean? Like crazy. YouTube is a whole different beast.
Oh yeah.
Like I've been working on videos like to try to give advice to other people that are interested in like making videos and live streaming and things of that nature. But you know, I mean, on one hand, I'm like, it's kind of fun and it's kind of cool to do. But then on the other hand, I'm kind of like, well, I mean, is anyone going to listen to me when I don't have like a huge following? Because it's like certain people will only going to take your advice if you have like a huge following to like back up that advice. Like they want like evidence, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's kind of like it depends on what it is.
I think there's value in someone where it's like someone just starting out. It's like, oh, here's someone who's like, they're not just starting out, but they're not unfathomably ahead of me. So it's like more relatable.
Yeah, that's where I try to like tackle it from a more relatable approach. Like that's why I posted a video like a few weeks ago and I was just like, you know, this is for smaller content creators like myself, giving advice to you guys like how I would have felt like when I was just starting out, like when I first like this is what I would want to know.
Yeah.
So it's mostly aimed at those people. But because of that, you know, the fact that it is a small platform or my channel is a small channel to begin with, it's harder to get it out to those people because it's not even recommended in the first place. So it's like a freaking catch-22, you know? Like if you have 10 million subscribers, you could do that and like they're going to show it to like everybody. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you reach the smaller people being a small person yourself? It's like, you know what I mean? Like, or like platform-wise, it's like,
that's the question.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But like that's most people.
Yeah, like definitely.
It's just a matter of, you know, it's a struggle for sure. Just gotta, I mean, but if you're enjoying doing that kind of format, that's really kind of the main thing.
Oh no, definitely. And like Vile said, everybody's in the same boat. You're not alone. Like, yeah, that's basically one of the things that I try to tell them. I'm like I made a video like recently. I was like, you know, how to best support smaller content creators on YouTube. Like these ways are the ways you can help because, you know, smaller content creators don't have a bunch of backing, sponsorships, cash to, you know, a reputation and all that stuff that would really help them grow or, you know, make it big financially and all that stuff. So it's like, well, this is how you can support people that are smaller. Like do these things. Like these are the best ways to do it, you know, that don't have a corporate backing and whatnot. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's a video that a lot of people need. And that isn't just like sitting everywhere, but it's like, well, when you have a small channel, it's like getting that out there to people. It's like, it's hard. And I'm doing another one, like a similar like topic or whatnot, but it's like, well, I share it where I can and whatnot, but at what level does self-promotion and promotion from within YouTube's algorithm itself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one of those things is definitely more helpful than the other. You know what I mean? Like you can only do so much sharing it yourself or recommending it to people and whatnot. But
Right.
if YouTube is showing it, that's automatically a much broader net that's cast.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I can share it with like my friends, but it's like, all right, that's about it. Okay, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, if there's another thing you can do is like if you're like a regular on like some sort of forum where you're not like, some stranger popping in being like, "Hey, look at my video, guys." But if you're like, a mainstay somewhere and you're like, "Hey, here's this thing that me. Here's this thing that I'm doing. Come check out my video." Because like that was like going back to the Mother 2 Deluxe again. Like I was like testing the crap out of the game. So like when it came around time for me to actually play it, I'm like, can I share my, my let's play of it? And the creator's like, well, yeah. It's like I want someone to do a let's play of it. So it was like I was able to advertise it in a way that it didn't feel like I was just, here's my video, bye.
Yeah, exactly. It comes across a little bit more authentic.
Yeah.
In that kind of like situation, which is how you want it to be, authentic, organic, realistic and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that's one of those situations where it actually like works.
I mean, if you have a community like that where you can do something to that effect, but there's like no reason why you like couldn't build a community if you're like looking to the future towards some sort of thing like that. Get a reputation in the community and then just be like, hey, here's this video I'm doing, check it out.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like I made a video some years ago about the PlayStation Vita. And, like I was active on the Vita Reddit, the Vita sub on Reddit. Like that was a place to share it. They're very, since the Vita has been so like forgotten, the community does have is like relatively small but very like loyal and dedicated. So I actually got some views from it. You know what I mean? Right. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like they actually like with the analytics, you can see where the views came from. It's like, oh, Reddit, of course. You know what I mean? Because I shared it there. Or, for example, other smaller like more niche things. You know what I mean? Because there's not a whole bunch of like thousands and millions of people doing videos on that topic.
Right.
So there tend to be typically more open. When you are doing it, rather than like, oh, this is the 1 millionth person that made a Fortnite video about like this. It's like, oh, you know what I mean? So it still gets a little bit different.
Right. Well, yeah, I could see like there is like a certain frustration with like monetary issues. Like I think it would be more frustrating like if you're kind of banking on like a YouTube check coming through to pay bills, it being like super frustrating. So there's kind of like that certain like while you're like striving for that, there's a certain amount of, I don't know if innocence is the right word for it, but you're doing it more because you like it rather than because it's kind of turning into a job for you in a sense.
Yeah.
Also.
Like, seriously.
Yeah, I never had a Vita, never had any portable handheld systems. Or PlayStation ones, I mean.
Yeah, man. The Vita is amazing. Michael Lucario used to have one. Someone stole it. Oh, dude, that freaking sucks. Sorry to hear that. I love my freaking Vita. I have it right over there. I haven't played it as much as I used to because I've just played damn near everything on it already. And I can't really say that about many consoles, to be honest. Like, I've played almost every single thing that I want to play on the console.
Right.
But the Vita, of all that time I've spent there, that's kind of what it did,
But I mean, like as far as like YouTube goes, like I do always say, it's like I want to be able to pay my rent with a YouTube check. I've gotten close, but like I still haven't quite done it. But like having to rely on that especially with how volatile YouTube is, it's probably not a great idea.
Yeah, man.
I think I'd have to
overall,
be
that
pulling like some pretty crazy cash to be like, okay, I'm quitting my job.
oh no, definitely, and that's like one of my overall. That's like one of my goals, like something I feel would be really just beautiful to make it to. You know what I mean? But getting to that point is, you know what I mean? Just like how, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it is a scary thing. Like when you think about it, like, oh, like this is if you make it so that it was only your only source of income rather. And then I mean you gotta think about, well, what about if another thing happens like a few years ago where like a whole bunch of channels get banned or deleted or demonetized or videos taken down or you have copyright strikes and you gotta go through legal ramifications or whatever. It's like stuff that's kind of like, but I mean when you think about it, that can happen in almost any other field. I mean, you could have a job and then they can suddenly close down. You can get fired. You can, something can happen. You can get injured. So I mean, it's almost everywhere with everything you do. There's risk involved. So when you think it from that perspective, it's like why not just do whatever it is you want anyway? Then you know what I mean. There's risk with everything. Like to a certain extent. Some are definitely higher than others. In comparison, but
And like I think Fade's kind of, I don't know if he was here when I was talking about it, but like there was he's kind of touching on it now, where there was like 2 times in my YouTube career where I was like, I was starting to get what I felt was like some serious viewership, and then I just think about like, and then stuff would kind of stall out, so I just kind of sit around and think like, well, I should have done this different and this different and this different and this different, and it's like you'll drive yourself crazy.
Exactly.
Thinking like, what should I have done better?
Maybe if I played my cards better, things would have turned out better. Set up merch, did sponsored content, went only for views. Yeah, it's like it's the what ifs, man. Like, what if I did this? What if I did that? Like I started off doing this. I got a whole bunch of content ID claims, and then I was just like, let me do this instead. And then like, some years passed, and I'm like, now I'm like old man by like internet standards, and I'm kind of like, if I knew this stuff now, and I knew it like freaking a few years ago, I might have been doing a lot better. But it's also kind of like, well, I guess you need that time also to like really learn and research and really try things out. I mean, myself, at one point I took almost like a 2-year break from like doing videos or anything like that at all. Like it was about maybe a year and a half. I posted like 1 video, maybe or 2, and that was it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I've taken
so it's kind of like
breaks. I had a 4-year break at one point. Like I just lived doing my thing. Well, that was when I was trying to wrestle and stuff. But then I was like done that, and I was still like I don't even want to YouTube. And then I turned 30, and it's like, oh my god, I gotta get if I'm gonna do this YouTube thing, do it now.
It's still just I feel like sometimes I freaking should have I should have just put more. I feel like if I focused more on it and did more research and whatnot back then, it's like it would have been better now. But it's like also with it changing the algorithm, the website itself, freaking what people watch on there, what's allowed on there, what can be demonetized, all that stuff. It's kind of like some people went from doing A to doing B to like 5 years later doing C, and it's just like who knows? You know what I mean?
Well, like I'll still think.
Like who even knew that YouTube would be so big?
Before I took that 4-year break, I started doing YouTube so early that like the Let's Play boom didn't even happen. Like I was doing like Let's Play stuff, and I was thinking like I'm late to the party, so like whatever. I'll focus on this wrestling thing. Come back, then find out that's like, oh, the party hadn't started yet. So like sometimes I think about like, what if I just didn't stop then? Like where would I be now? Like there's no point in like I don't drive myself crazy about it, but sometimes I sometimes
think, dwell and get stuff on it.
It's like where would I be now if I just kept it up?
Exactly. I mean,
but like focus. I
mean,
I got a good thing going now, so like don't look a gift horse in the mouth. But.
Technically, I posted my first video ever, like the beginning, I think, of 2011.
Oh, holy crap!
I mean, but I found YouTube from a friend of mine, like to watch videos on. He showed me that website back in like 2006 or something like that.
Okay.
But I had no interest in like really doing that. I didn't know what to post. I was just a watcher. I posted my first video in 2011, and I was kind of like, I was doing it regularly, and then I kind of just stopped because I was like, well, got busy with other stuff,
Right.
you know. And then I kind of stopped. It was like a year passed, a year and a half passed, or whatever. It's like some time, and then no, let me try this. Every time I came back, I was kind of trying something like different. I had like some new inspiration or motivation and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Or I'd like be like, okay, let me update like what I'm using my equipment to make it sound better, make it look better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I look back on the constructive criticism or whatever I got, and I'm like, I see what they were saying back then, and work on improving that, learn something new. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah.
freaking hell, like it changes up so much. I don't even freaking know. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. But like I think about like back in like
It's a lot.
2000, whenever it was that I stopped. It's like, yeah, I stopped, but I was pursuing a different dream, so like I don't really regret it. Like it's not like not everybody can say it's like, oh, I'm like a fully trained professional wrestler. Like I went through the whole system, man. I was wrestling. My heart wasn't in it was the problem. If my heart was in it, who knows where I'd be, but like I had other things that I was kind of distracting me at the time. So like I would have been distracted from YouTube, I would have been distracted from wrestling. It wouldn't have mattered. So it's like, but at least now it's like, well, I gave it a try. So but even then I'm like, well, like wrestling I got to kind of do when I'm young. YouTube I could feasibly do at any age. So I better try this now.
Exactly. It's like try something new. You know what I mean? Just to see what happens. It's like crazy.
And I
There's
still
so many
do
different
that, like
things
one
to
more
try.
match. I gotta have one more match. And like I could, but not not right now.
Yeah, that's crazy. Pretty sure you in a video of mine in 2007. I don't know if I am, then it's private or something like that. Because the ones that you have right now public on your channel, I'm not in either one of those. I remember watching them like a while ago, and I was like, oh damn, I remember like freaking playing Tibia, but I wasn't there for those. Well, it was freaking funny though. I miss Tibia. But yeah, man, YouTube has changed so much over the past 50. Well, when did it first like become a thing? 2005, I think, around the end of 2005 or something like that.
I didn't really frequent
Past
it
15,
until
16 years is
2008, 2009. I think I had an account since 2008, and I didn't upload anything until like December 2009, something like that.
yeah. I think I made an account in 2007, and that was just so I can actually watch videos that. Remember, you had to be logged in, or still do. I think you had to be logged in to watch certain videos. So I was just like, oh, I have to actually make an account.
Yeah.
So that was like 2007. I made one and whatnot. You know what I mean? But never posted anything until 2011. So I didn't really find a website till like 2006 or 2007, around there anyway. And it's so different. It really
Oh,
is. It's the changes.
Big time.
But hell, a lot.
I mean, just keep grinding. Like, you never know where you're going to be 5 years from now. Because, like, for me,
Definitely so.
5 years ago, I had 77 subscribers. So, like, you never know what you're gonna find. Just gotta grind it out.
No, definitely. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember you saying that before, Fade. I could imagine it'd be kind of hard to get a hold of PewDiePie. Be like, hey, were you in my Tibia guild?
Shit, that'd be freaking crazy. Like, seriously. But I think YouTube is freaking crazy. I gotta figure out like what to try next. I think I really might actually do that idea of like remaking certain videos and seeing how it goes.
Doesn't
I
hurt.
mean, why not, right? You know what I mean?
I mean, if you think it's worth trying, why not? The
Oh
worst
no,
that's gonna
definitely.
happen is it'll get less views, and then it's like, oh well, whatever. But what if it gets more views? Then it's like, okay, well, I need to do more of this remaking video stuff.
Then it's worth it. Definitely.
You won't know until
Definitely.
you try it once or twice.
Oh no,
And
certainly.
sometimes it's like you might have an idea, the first one doesn't pop off, but then like, 4 or 5 videos later, you'll get one and be like, "Oh, wait, I actually have something here." Because like I
Oh
was
no, yeah,
saying,
definitely.
how like scratch ticket videos for a while, I was getting some views on. The first two got like no views to speak of. I was just doing it because I'm like, I want to do daily videos. I want my Sundays to basically be a day off. I can just do a scratch ticket. It'll take me 5 minutes. I'll just upload it. I don't have to edit. This is great. But then the third one I got like 200 views, and I'm like, the other one's got like, I don't know, single digits. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna keep doing these for sure then.
Oh man, definitely.
So it's like, just because you do one type of video once and it doesn't meet your expectations doesn't mean that if you keep at it for a bit, you might get the result you're looking for.
For sure. It's worth a shot. Definitely worth trying.
Oh yeah.
I'm just thinking exactly on what video to freaking do.
Just kind of something to sleep on. Just try to find like your top 5 videos that you would like to redo and just see which one kind of resonates with you the most. The one that you're like, I should change this and this. Like the one you have the most ideas for, just go for it.
Oh, definitely. With the changes I've made like since then, like I feel like if nothing else, it'll look better and it'll sound better. Like
Right.
at the very least. As far as like how people take it, of course, yeah, it's always going to be like a
Right.
freaking hit or miss. It'll be the most subjective part of things. You know what I mean? Because some people say there's like some people say there's like a real objective way to actually get views and all that stuff, but I really don't feel like there is. But I mean, that's from my experience of what I've seen.
Right.
I've seen videos of millions and millions of views that I don't know why to do, and I've seen videos of like 1,000 views, and I'm like, why doesn't it have 1 million?
Right.
So I feel like sometimes it's more up to like circumstance and luck and things of that nature, and like timing rather than like what you did exactly. But it's something we never will fully ever know. You know what I mean? We didn't create like the algorithm,
Right.
And yes, exactly, Fade. We are in the freaking era of the remake. You know what I mean?
Like
So I think that's kind of something.
Like another thing to bear in mind too, that like in the scheme of YouTube, once a video's like 2 years old, that's like ancient history. So like you can pretty much remake any of your videos and it's like it's fine.
Oh, really? Some of your remade videos did very well. That's good. That's kind of that's what I'm kind of hoping as well. You know what I mean? Like that's the idea.
Yeah.
But hey, freaking, always more and more when it comes to some did nothing. It's a lottery, just another ticket and chance to. Yeah. Exactly. Just another opportunity. Just another opportunity. You could put out videos. I believe it was Vile. You mentioned it seems like they want you to put out videos like every day. I don't think. I feel like only the channels that are really big, honestly, I feel like should post daily, unless your topic is something that it's so topical that it's like almost required. You know what I mean? It depends on what it is. Like if you're covering if you're covering like headlines, like the daily news, things of that nature, then yeah. You know what I mean? Or if you're like interviewing people, then you want to constantly, consistently do stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like it's in the now and whatnot, or maybe fashion. You want to do like on a regular basis. But I feel like certain other topics, you don't need to post like so regularly. You can space it out. You can wait a little bit. You can really focus on it because it has more so staying power rather than like come and go where you get like quick like million views and then like you know what I mean?
Yeah, fizzle out.
Yeah. So it really depends on the topic as far as like how regularly or how often to post or like how much to space it out between. You know what I mean? Like at one point I remember I was doing this one Let's Play in particular, this game, and I was posting like the parts. I had recorded all the parts like so far in advance, and I just scheduled them to post them like consistently. But then when I looked at the end of it, I looked at it and I was just like, none of them have like any views. And then I look back a few years later and I'm just like, they still have no views. So what was the point of me like pumping them out regularly?
Right.
You know what I mean? I was like, oh, I'm gonna put part 1 and 2 up today, part 3 and 4 tomorrow, part 4 and 5 the next day, and then I'm gonna have them all out. And then I'm just like, well, don't even watch it. So what was the kind of point of that?
Right.
You know what I mean? But other things daily, people be like, oh yes, I have to see another video. Like freaking hell. Fade says daily content is kind of a one-shot deal. I tend to make things that will last a while. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So depends on the topic or the subject matter what you're trying to get. Like something comedy-wise, if it's funny, it's gonna be funny next week usually. You know what I mean? So why not? But if it's like I said, the news, that might only be relevant more so for now rather than like later and whatnot. Yeah. It really depends. You know what I mean? But hell. But hey, speaking of which, freaking yo, what do you have coming up next, man?
What do I have coming up next?
Streams, videos.
My videos? Like, I'm just basically I'm gonna keep doing Phoenix Wright like every other day. And I've been doing like hour-long, like the tag team live stream format stuff, like on the other days. So I'm like been doing short streams in between my Phoenix Wright days, just to kind of like break it up and just kind of keep more of a, just kind of be there, just because I'm, a streamer at heart. So just to even be there for like an hour every, couple of days is nice. But then I still do like the premieres with Phoenix Wright, so I can still interact with the chat and stuff. So that's pretty much all I got going on right now until about mid-July, and then I should be back to my normal schedule, I hope.
Yeah, man, I feel you. I know you got it all like on YouTube. I feel like you could possibly take your following on YouTube and like try out Twitch too, though, to see how you like it. So you said you haven't tried there on Twitch yet, right?
Not like seriously. Like I've taken like little dabblings with Twitch, but nothing like serious.
I feel like you should give it a go and just like this, like it doesn't have to be like maybe like a few weeks, if even that, just to like test the waters. You know what I mean? Dip your toe in, see how you like it comparatively speaking. You know what I mean? It's like people tell me like, "Oh, try this, try that." Sometimes it does wind up being worth it. Sometimes it's like, it's a waste of time. But I mean, now for sure, like where your audience is or like what they prefer. So I feel like sometimes that experimentation can be like worth it.
Right.
Like I've tried to, yeah.
The main thing that keeps me from going like all in on Twitch is like I have like paying members on YouTube, so I don't really want to like be like, okay, people paying me on YouTube, I'm going to this other platform.
That's why you got to just set like a schedule. Like if you have like enough, of course it depends on your free time as well. Like how much time you have dedicated to it. You just mix it up. You know what I mean? Like this week do this or this day do this, and then just schedule it all out so you have it all like planned and whatnot, so you can balance.
Well, I mean, another thing too I could try is like I don't typically upload like Saturdays these days. I could just try to do like Twitch on Saturdays or something and just see how that goes. Do something like exclusive there. Just kind of see.
That's something exactly like Twitch Saturdays. You go make it a thing. You make like a whole like a theme behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the kind of stuff that really can help draw people or get them interested. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he's only here this day of the week, so let me check it out. Let me see like why or what's it about. You know what I mean? It's like it's another thing that can kind of draw more eyes and attention to it and whatnot.
Yeah. I have done multi-streams too, but just like I found when I did the multi-streaming, all that happened was like instead of getting like say 20 concurrent viewers on YouTube, I would have 15 on YouTube, and the 5 that would normally watch are just watching on Twitch. So I'm just kind of like, I'm not really any further ahead. Like in my experience, it didn't really.
Yeah.
The multi-stream wasn't.
I can't do the multi-streaming since I like signed the affiliate contract and everything on Twitch already. Part of that contract is no multi-streaming, so that's why. But that's why I stream separately on YouTube one day and then stream on Twitch the other day. Right. As long as you break it up like that and they're separate streams entirely, then you're not like it's not like breaching anything, and it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think it was cool with Twitch to even put that in there, to be quite honest. But I mean,
no, YouTube doesn't care.
Yeah, YouTube doesn't care if you multi-stream, right? It's just like a Twitch thing. So I don't know. I guess it's their way of trying to further the competition they have with YouTube when it comes to the live streaming market and whatnot. And Facebook. Facebook has Facebook Gaming or something like that. Mm-hmm. I think I deleted my Facebook.
There might be something to Facebook Gaming. I just can't be arsed to try. I don't care much for Facebook. I try not to go on it.
Yeah. I deleted Facebook freaking years ago, dude. So I don't even think I had a Facebook when Facebook gaming came out. Like that thing was new to me. I just found out like last year. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And yeah, Fade, freaking if you sign up for Twitch as an affiliate or a partner, which are the only ways you can actually monetize your Twitch channel, you know what I mean, through Twitch like directly, you know what I mean. You have to sign the affiliate contract, or if you're a partner, the partner contract, which is different in their own ways and whatnot. I mean, you could read it. The affiliate contract or whatever is like public. You can just go online and look on their website, so it's not really like a secret or anything.
Yeah.
But one of the main things in there. It bothers some people. I didn't care because I don't really want to multi-stream. But some people, that's like the reason they decline it is because you're not. And there's a few other things like you're not allowed to do or whatever. But that's the biggest thing, really.
Right.
Is you have to. It's like Twitch exclusive. If you're streaming on Twitch that day, it's only on Twitch. If you want to stream somewhere else, you gotta do it like the next day or whatever. You know what I mean? So to me, it didn't really matter because I stream on Twitch 9 out of 10 times. I stream on YouTube like maybe once a week or less. So to me, it didn't really make a difference. I prefer YouTube for videos watching rather than like live streaming anyway. You know what I mean? Because most people on Twitch are already accustomed to live streaming. That's what they're there for. So I feel like it's more of an audience for that in particular right there. But yeah, there's also some other things to it. It's a whole like long freaking list of like things. A lot of it is just basic stuff, you know what I mean, though. But I feel like I would give Twitch a chance still too if it had you know what I mean, just to try it out.
Yeah.
Hell, there was Mixer last year, before they went defunct and out, you know. I had a friend that used to stream on Mixer, and I would talk to them about it sometimes, and I mean they seemed to like it. Now it's kaput.
Right.
So I guess those people I believe went to Facebook. I think they had like some deal with Facebook when they went out of business or something. Legend of Mana?
Legend of Mana was kind of like an unfortunate casualty of war, I like to say, because I rented Legend of Mana the same week I bought my Dreamcast, so I didn't really like play it. But like the remaster looks fine from what I've seen. Like I like the graphical style to it.
I'm waiting for the remaster. I forgot what day it releases actually, so I have to check it up. No, it's supposed to be out in. No, wait a minute. Legend of. Oh, it's out. I thought it comes out. Oh, I thought it was out in July. Okay, never mind. Yeah, it's out. Ooh, the price tag. I thought it was gonna be a little less, but whatever.
Is it
freaking.
Was it like 60?
No, it's freaking 30. I thought it'd be like 20 or 25. Like freaking. I was surprised a bit, but yeah, it's out. I just checked on the website, the digital store. That's pretty cool. I thought it came out last year. It came out the 24th apparently. So like last week or whatever. I didn't know that. That's cool. I haven't tried it yet though, the remaster, if that's what you're asking. But the original, I definitely played that. That's on my. I posted a top 10 PlayStation video games of all time video like a few months ago. Legend of Mana is on there somewhere in the list. Check out the video so you can see exactly where it's at. But it's definitely one of my favorite JRPGs. It has a certain charm and nostalgia to it. I first played it when I was like freaking 8 years old or 9 or something like that. So it's always gonna have a place in my heart somewhere like over here. I'm probably gonna wait till it's on sale because I have like too many other freaking games to play. You know what I mean? Like, so that one's gonna have to wait, just like the Saga Frontier remaster.
Right. But
definitely like gonna add that to my list of games that I'm waiting for a sale on, so I can get notified when it does and everything. Definitely looks. Oh wow, this is how it looks on the Switch. That's pretty cool. I'm looking at scrolling through a video of like the gameplay on the remastered version. Looks freaking good. Yeah, they could have remade the actual sprites of the characters and whatnot though, but I mean, I guess it is still like nostalgic and classic and whatnot. They redid the whole menu. That's cool. All right. They redid like the FMVs or whatever. Call it the cutscenes. That's cool. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I forgot what other changes they made. I gotta look it up. I never beat the game because it was so damn non-linear. I don't understand. I kept getting lost. I'm like, where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, wasn't it
Because I
kind of
stopped
like
playing it.
storybook sort of thing?
It was confusing. Like, it was just freaking. I don't
I
even
remembered
know.
I know I played it, but I don't remember. Like I said, it got the Dreamcast the same week, so I didn't play it a ton, but I did play it a little bit.
It was confusing. Like, since I would take breaks between playing it, I would start playing it again and not remember because it's not linear. Like, you don't just go from point A to point Z. It's like you could do this quest or do this quest first or do that one first, and then I'm just like, I don't remember freaking what is. I don't know where else to go next, so I never actually finished it. But I've played it like a lot. I just always start a new game and then get lost again. Like, then I'm just like, oh crap. Look at the changes. That's pretty cool though. Freaking definitely looks better. That's for sure. Oh.
I mean, Ray Unit, it couldn't hurt to try Twitch if you have a Twitch account. Give it a try.
Oh, nice. Yeah, man. If you have a Twitch account already, then go for it. I mean, if you already live stream like on YouTube, for example, then try it on Twitch. See like where you get a better audience and what platform you like better. Yeah. If you're looking for monetization purposes, Twitch is much easier to monetize on to get started with. I reached those requirements for monetization on Twitch within a few months. Some people do it even quicker. YouTube monetization, the requirements for majority of people take much longer to reach. I mean, so yeah,
for sure.
But I mean, once you reach those 2 points, I feel like the revenue you can get from YouTube, I feel like is a little bit higher, like overall, and then Twitch maybe a little bit. It depends on what kind of audience or how big your audience you're pulling and the subject matter of your content. Like certain videos on Twitch are going to have better CPM, like cost per mile or whatever, like ad revenue than others. Like I heard like videos about finance have much better like ad revenue than videos about games, for example. Like, and it's just like that goes a lot into it, really. You know what I mean? Certain niches have less videos, so they have more like at a higher ad cost per ad or whatever. That's pretty cool. But of course, you got to reach that point of monetization to even get there, which, of course, I haven't reached. It's funny how my channel used to be monetized before they put these like the rules for monetization on YouTube were very simple and really easy. And then back in like 2018 or something like that, they changed it to this new standard of needing this many hours and this many subscribers. Before then, it was just like something like really simple, like just have your account be like this old or something like that, and don't have any like copyright strikes or something like, and verify your account or something. And I was like, okay, boom, done. Like, I was like, oh, this is much different. I mean, I guess they did that because there's so many like bot accounts and so many like accounts doing videos that were like against the policy and the rules, and they wanted to weed out some of those people by just upping it, you know what I mean, the requirements. But yeah.
It sucks for anyone who like has under 1,000 subscribers, but like gets a viral video though. Then it's like, yeah, too bad. You don't get.
Yeah, you need that subscriber count still, and then the watch time and all that stuff, and it's like, you know what I mean.
I heard something about YouTube like putting ads on non-monetized accounts, but they're just gonna keep all the revenue. I don't know if that's like been rolled out or if it was like clawed back or anything, but I heard it was something they were considering. Just having ads on everything.
What, add yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they're still gonna do that. YouTube, I think Twitch is gonna do that as well. They're gonna put ads on everybody's stream and everybody's YouTube videos and whatnot. So that's another reason I feel like, you know, why not? Like when it came to Twitch, why not sign the affiliate contract or why not become a partner? I mean, they're gonna put ads on your streams anyway, and on YouTube, why not monetize it if they're gonna do it anyway eventually? I mean, I'm pretty sure it might just be like the pandemic that slowed that up possibly or something else, but I'm pretty sure that still in the works. I mean, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it's been posted like everywhere now. I don't think that's just gonna, I don't think they changed their mind, but we're just gonna have to wait and see, you know? I can't imagine like all my videos having, because look, my videos used to have ads. I just didn't have a lot of views, so it didn't pile up to anything, but you know, they were ad, but then of course they all no longer have ads since I was no longer monetized. So I'm glad they took the ads off. I mean, like, don't show people ads. I mean, if you're not even gonna let me monetize, I feel like, you know,
right. That's Just a load of crap.
Is there a list you can look up on Twitch about what games they allow and don't allow? There should be. I don't really know of many games that aren't allowed to be streamed on Twitch.
It's mostly like
only just the
games,
A-rated games, like hentai games. You know what I mean? Like anything else, yeah,
like
why not?
Grand Theft Auto's fine.
Yeah. Oh, they do have a list actually. The list of prohibited games on Twitch. It's a relatively small list. I'm just gonna post it in the freaking chat itself.
Oh, might as well.
There you go. That's the list of prohibited games, and I mean you can tell by the titles probably. I mean this one says Battle Rape, freaking BMX XXX.
I don't think YouTube let you post that link. Can you post that in the Discord? And since I'm like in the Serenial channel, I think it'll let me actually post the link.
Let me see.
Because like I don't see it there.
You don't see it? I mean, it might be delayed. I don't know, but I posted it on the yeah.
Because I know on my channel, YouTube, like if anyone other than me posts a link, it's like no links allowed.
I think it depends on the settings you have, probably.
Well, there's a thing that's like you want to block links, and I have it not checked because I don't want links blocked, but it still doesn't allow it unless it's like the channel owner or whatever.
I heard you can still upload your Twitch streams. Yeah, you can put your Twitch streams on YouTube. A few people actually do that. I've done that a few times myself. You know, like you just gotta wait. If you're affiliate, it's like a 24-hour kind of thing where you just have to wait like one day because it's a 24-hour exclusivity thing. After that, you can post it like wherever you want or whatever. So yeah, you can still post it there later on. That's what some people do. Is they stream on Twitch and then they take a part of the clip or they take the whole thing or whatever part or whatever they want to do with it and then they put it on YouTube and then they're getting views hopefully on both places and they're sharing their audience, you know what I mean, to different things. And yeah, the PlayStation Plus games, I looked at them, they freaking suck again, which most of the time they do. I forgot. I just remember I wasn't interested. I think it was Call of Duty, Black Ops 4. Yeah, let's see. Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which I never even played a Black Ops game, I think. I'm not on Call of Duty anymore. A Plague Tale Innocence. That's for the PS5. And then W2K Battlegrounds for the PS4, which I don't even know. That's WWE 2K, wrestling game.
Oh, seriously? I mean, I might download that just for kicks.
Never played any of these games. I might try out Plague Tale. That's the PS5 game. Might try it out, see how it is. I've heard about it, but never played it myself. But the games for most months honestly suck. I either already have them, or I just have no interest in them at all, like whatsoever. You know what I mean?
I mean, I might play the WWE game just for a larf. I think it's like one of the more cartoony ones. Might be fun for like a one-off for me, but it's not a particularly good one from what I understand. Yeah, Michael Lucario. I do have a Twitch. I just don't ever really use it. I think it's just I'm either Megaharv or Megaharv Z over there. That's pretty much my handle anywhere on the internet, just Megaharv. Yeah, man. Speaking of which, freaking PS Vita is the only console only PlayStation console you have. Well, you say it got stolen, right? You should get a PS4 or PS5 if you can get your hands on one, or get another PS Vita. It's kind of hard to find one nowadays, but you can still get one if you just check out certain places. Like it's just a little bit more expensive because they've been discontinued for the past few years. They don't make them anymore. But yeah. Speaking of which, before we get out of here, like freaking yo guys, like freaking thanks for following and like man, they're asking about your Twitch. Freaking my Twitch is the same thing as my channel name, basically same thing everywhere. Twitch, Twitter, freaking YouTube, Instagram, like whatever, Discord, like freaking it's all the same. And then, of course, my other YouTube channel, freaking Enigma's Nerd Talk, a.k.a. ENT, where I just have, I'm putting a little more focus on that one. That's where I'm going to be doing things like, video essays and things of that nature, mostly focused on gaming and, like, anime as well. Delving a little bit deeper into those kind of topics. It's always nice to have a separate channel to do, like, little other things you wanted to, like, test out and whatnot and try. Oh, yeah, for sure. Pretty nice. Keep a little more organized and whatnot. Something I'm kind of thinking about as far as Twitch
Most
is
games,
concerned, with like the cooking streams. Maybe I should try to multi-stream those.
maybe that might work.
Like, because if Twitch is like if YouTube gets decent, but Twitch is like, oh, we're crazy. Like, I don't know.
The PS5 is good, but I mean, it is hard. Apparently, it's still hard to find your hands on one. I don't freaking know why. It's ridiculous. And for now, most games are going to be PS4 and PS5. Like, unfortunately, God of War and Horizon Forbidden West. I don't know why. Those are two of the biggest games to come out like between this year and the next, and they're going to be for both systems. But I almost guarantee that they're going to play better on the PS5, though.
Oh,
so
for sure.
You know, but PS5 and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which is for me so far probably game of the year, or at least it's up there, and it's giving what else came out this year like new? I can't even really think of many games honestly. Like Horizon Forbidden West gonna be out later.
Yeah.
You know, Metroid Dread it's gonna be out later.
But
keep
an eye on
yeah.
that.
No, definitely, man. And Advanced Wars 1 and 2 remake or remaster or whatever might get that. And I think that's about it for now. We're in the second half of the year now. It's the July 2nd.
For me,
so
I'm
let's see what comes
just
out.
Gonna try to play catch up on some of this backlog.
Yeah.
Best I can. It's never ending struggle
Definitely.
that.
But graphically the same. I don't know. I mean, the FPS should be better and it should run smoother. I mean, as far as I know, but we gotta wait and see when these games. Loading times is the most important thing for me. I hate wasting time on loading screens. I can't go back to playing on a PlayStation 4. Like the PlayStation 4 is too loud, and the loading times for most games is really freaking got to me. But oh man, it's been freaking holy crap! It's been a freaking 110 minutes. It says it's been almost 2 hours already.
Good.
Hell,
we always seem to do this and not even really mean to.
No kidding. Like the other time when it was like 3 hours had passed, and I was like, oh, that felt like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, we're about to freaking hop about it here. Yeah. Harvey, you still gonna I remember you mentioned Canada there. You said you might do something.
I just texted a buddy a minute ago. I was just telling him I was wrapping the podcast up. He's like, this is where we're at. Just text us when you're done. We're probably gonna go somewhere else. So
oh, definitely. And I'm just gonna find something to freaking eat. I'm hungry. Oh man, Michael Lucari, I see you just subscribed too here. Oh, thanks for subscribing, man.
Right on.
Go check out the other channel as well. Like I said, that's my main channel, like with this name, but my other one is Nicholas Nerd Talk. I post on there regularly as well. I kind of switch between the two. Sometimes I post something here, sometimes I post something there. Depends on what topic I have in mind is where I post it at. But to stay up to date, just check out both of them. I'm working on a video right now, actually, that should be out very soon, probably tomorrow, hopefully, if all things go right.
Good stuff.
And of course, I live stream regularly as well. Just check it out. Same username as this.
Yeah.
Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday right now until I change the schedule probably later on.
On Twitch, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. Right on. I mean, like I was saying, lately I've been doing videos on my channel either like from Saturday to Thursday. Right now I'm doing mostly like pre-recorded stuff, but I do a short video every day, and I want to try to keep that up. So that's what I'm at, and then I'm here every Friday doing some podcast stuff. So if you like sitting around chatting with us for the podcast, come back around this time any given Friday. I post on my Discord when I go live over here, so just be sure to keep an eye on it over there.
Yes, indeed.
If you're not subscribed to here already to get the notification.
Definitely. Subscribe to Serenial so you know when the podcast goes live as well, and anything else that we decide to post on the channel.
Yeah, because there's more than just the podcast here. We have a wide variety of stuff. We have Seldra doing live streams earlier in the day.
Yeah. Exactly. So subscribe to everyone, everywhere, so you can stay updated as much as possible.
That's right.
And to answer your question, Michael Lucario, should you get Twitch? If you want to be a streamer, I mean, it has a higher market share, I believe, of strictly live streams. There's more people on Twitch watching live streams than YouTube, at least slightly. So if you want to stream, check out every place and see which one is the best for you. Check the monetization opportunities, and check out the the website itself rather, and see which one you prefer to use. You know what I mean? And it comes down to those kind of things, really. And if you have an audience already, where are they at and what websites do they use, and you know what I mean, and make that decision. But I definitely would recommend giving it a try. And if you're looking to watch streams, then yeah, same thing. Which website or app works best for you, and where the people you prefer to watch are located at.
Right.
So check them out and just give them a try, and then make your decision. And yes, try to wait till Black Friday to get a PS5 if you can.
Oh yeah, if
Black Friday sales.
Good luck finding a PS5 on Black Friday. Good luck
But
finding
good luck
one,
finding
period.
it. Yeah, good luck finding one anyway, guys. Like honestly, I know it's rough. I'm really glad I got mine freaking thing because it's nuts.
Yeah, no
Scalpers.
I'll grab one as soon as I can, but I'm not breaking my back to get one.
Definitely
I would like to get one by the end of the year if you know.
I completely understand. No, definitely. I understand. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Freaking come back next Friday night.